on them. And I'll let you take this one first before I go. What are your thoughts on the titles and what this means for the women, and also your first champions? And I'll tell you this right now: there's not a bracket for the women's IC title. There's just triple threat matches, 2 triple threat matches announced for Raw Monday night.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I mean, I think this is going to put it like somewhere between 16 and 19 active titles in the full WWE brand. But whether it's almost at this point right now. Currently, the women's tag titles are the most focal tag titles in WWE, so that's cool. Let's give the women's a singles title. In a lot of ways, people have always said that would be better than the tag titles because the tag teams have been so wishy-washy. The tag titles over the history of their inception have just been kind of wasteful. They've been cursed. So I'm looking forward to this. It's a fan favorite. Like, I love the idea. Yeah, what's it called? What's Chelsea on right now? SmackDown?
SmackDown. She's in the U.S. title. She's facing Bayley on SmackDown.
Personally, all right. I personally want and think Bayley is a really good. You said she's facing Bayley. Oh yeah, because they're past the triple threats. I would like Bayley to win. I know a lot of people are on the internet because the name value. I know a lot of people are clamoring for her or Dakota Kai. Little pun intended, and if you know. I think when you go off the lineage of the men's Intercontinental title, Pat Patterson being the first champion, Dakota Kai being the first women's IC champion, there's a little nod there, and I support that. However, I do think somebody like Bayley, who's longtime fan, has first ever women's Grand Slam champion, has won everything. I love the idea of her. Like, it's somebody with name value. It makes the title mean something. Outside of her, I did love the idea of maybe Charlotte returning. Maybe she'll return for the IC title. But yeah, I would like Bayley to win, but I could see Dakota winning. I can see it going either way. They're the two I'm clamoring for. Shout out to Chelsea if she can do it, but it's all it's exciting. Again, it's one of those things. I'm throwing 3 names out there right now, and it's not predictable. That's always the goal.
So you already know my answer for anything in the women's division is Chelsea Green. Anything. So but I do think Bayley will win. I think Bayley's the perfect person to hold it, to be the first WUS championship holder. I do agree with you on that. And
I love that you just saying W.
Yeah, because I said, I watch WNBA, so they call it the W, so WUS. So it works, and it saves me some breaths also. So I do think Bayley is the perfect to be the WUS champion, and also I think the perfect catalyst for this to set this up was the women's North American title, because I talk about this all the time on NXT, and not sure if you watch on a regular basis, but the way Burn gets all those women on television is fantastic. There's sometimes a lot, we got Fatal Influence, we got Jada Parker and Lola Vice going at Kalani Jordan, Gigi Dolan's back. They get so many women on TV in that 2-hour time span. So it's in the women's North American title, I thought was booked to perfection. And it got everything it deserved. They got all the time in the world it deserved. So that was the perfect way to set up for the WUS and WIC titles. Now, the question will be, can Triple H book like Burn can on the shows, because different kinds of shows, even though NXT is on the CW now. And I think these women are actually primed to actually have their own show at this point. Because we talked about this years ago, when we had the show the draft in 2016, Pash was talking about how he wanted the women to have their own show, but he knew they wouldn't segregate the audience to that. But now,
6 years later, maybe we could get a second Evolution.
Yeah, absolutely. We can. I think Evolution 2 is coming. No matter what, I think that's coming. That's on the way. They have the women to do it and to outdo the first one as well. But I think they're primed for their own show as well. I think the WNA title was perfect way to set this up to show that it could actually be done, and that they have the women to do it. The triple threat matches on Raw this is just the full bracket's not out yet, but the triple threat matches are Lyra Valkyria, Zelina, and Ivy Nile, and next one is Alba Fire, Kyrie, and Natty. I think the perfect person for the women's IC title. Granted, I don't have the other half of the bracket. My personal pick would be
W's, acronyms. Keep it going. Keep going.
My personal pick would be Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, definitely underrated in my opinion, and she gets a lot of TV time.
I really fumbled because that's the IC title over there. I was talking about Dakota Kai, and she's over there on SmackDown, so I'm all messed up. My puns all messed up. There's only one. This ain't the first, whatever.
Yeah. So I think I don't know what the bracket looks like, but I would like to see Zelina Vega finally get her due, because also in Triple H's WWE, women get different opportunities, because we talked about this all the time. I talked about this with Io. If Vince was in charge, Io's title reign would have ended in 2 or 3 months and went back to his big stars. But instead, on the Triple H's WWE, Io got that massive long title reign and got her just due. But now in Triple H's WWE, now we're going to see so many women in and out of each in and out of each title scene. And even if you are the women's champion, the main champion, you're going to get your just due. So it's perfect to see. And I'm not sure if they're actually going to do this, because I've noticed this, and did this one time, like 4 years ago in NXT. They just referred to the champion, the women's champion, as the WWE champion. Just a couple nuggets that I picked up on that they did at Survivor Series. And I know they did it a couple years, like 4 years ago.
Maybe that's like Hangman in his promo recently said, he's like, I want to win the men's AEW championship.
Oh Lord, we'll get to him in a little bit. But also speaking about the women, who did it for The Rock? Who attacked Jade? Thoughts on who it could be?
No freaking idea. Unfortunately, just due to my life and schedule, I am not as up to speed with NXT. I watched the 2300 episode live, but besides that, I'm Instagram clips.